Hey, I'm Trace Barnett, and welcome to Garden Party. Today I'm going to show you how to amend your soil to get it ready for garden bounty, flowers, and vegetables all year long. So to get started, we are going to want to pull any loose debris. That could be leaves, sticks, weeds, old roots or old plants, anything that has gathered in our garden bed throughout the garden season. Now, these rules apply whether you are gardening in a raised bed or a direct sow garden, so just follow along. So remove all of those leaves. Now, some organic matter is good on our garden soil, but if it's heavy leaves, heavy sticks, that's going to hinder our vegetables from growing. Now's the time also to pull any kind of weeds or grasses that may have come up during the winter months as well. Removing any weeds or large leaves or large debris allows our seedlings to have ample room for sufficient growth. So one of my big tips if you're working in your garden bed or your garden area is to simply have a couple bricks or flagstones on hand. That way when we're working our dirt, we're also not smushing it back down as we're working. You want to loosen the dirt up to 6 to 12 inches below the surface. That's going to really open up the dirt, make it really soft and easy for those deep rooters such as tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, anything of that nature to dive deep down into the ground and reach those nutrients. Now's the time to dig out your handy dandy pitchfork, and if you don't happen to have one of those on hand, just ask your mother-in-law. So take your pitchfork and with a good bit of pressure, put that right into the dirt there and just start working it around in a circle motion. With a great deal of force, take that pitchfork and just drive it into the ground and pull that dirt up. As you can see as I'm working the soil, it's pulling up smaller weeds, old roots from vegetables, which is then aiding in the process of cleaning our bed too. You'll want to pick out any small grasses that you see lingering around because we don't want them to be competition for our flowers or vegetables later. If you have chickens, now's the perfect time. Let your chickens loose and let them run around in this bed, scratch, and eat all of those bad organisms that are in there. Now, when it comes to fertilizers, I usually stick to the basics. Compost. Compost is full of those vital nutrients that all plants need to survive and really thrive through the summer months. So I'm going to add our compost directly onto our garden bed here. You're going to want roughly 3 to 4 inches of compost on top of that already loose soil. Have a little bit more compost on hand, maybe even a little bit more topsoil. As it rains, this garden bed will settle and you may just want to add another thin layer on top. Now this is black gold, and this is one of my favorite fertilizers to add, and that is worm castings. I'm sure you're thinking, ooh, worm poop, what can that do for my vegetables? And I can tell you, it will do everything. You can buy worm castings online or at your local home improvement store, and I would suggest that you need 1 pound of worm castings per foot of garden. Throw that directly on there. And there's a worm right there in our worm castings. Since vegetables crave phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen, I'm also going to add in a little bit of bone meal to our soil. And if you're a chicken keeper, I suggest you add some broken eggshells, even if they're probably already in your compost, but they just add that last little touch of goodness that we need to our garden bed. So once again, grab your pitchfork and let's start working this into our soil. My gosh. Gardening's a lot of good hard work and exercise after being inside and eating all those sweets all winter. Make sure that your garden bed or gardening area is completely smooth. You don't want any lumps, ridges, or dips because that's going to cause water to run off, collect, and stand in places that you don't want it to. I learned how to amend soil at really when I first started gardening, because soil really is the foundation. There was that part of a generation that used fertilizers like Triple 13, all of these completely inorganic fertilizers, which then impart themselves into our plants. So I really wanted to get back to the basics of gardening, which is really what the plants need. They need composted material, they need a bit of manure, they need a little bit of poop every now and then, and they need good sunlight and good water. If you don't have the right soil, then you can't grow anything. Guess what? You have the best foundation to get your gardening started, and you're ahead of everybody in the game, because in Alabama, we can garden all winter long. So I learned to amend soil, well, you learned to amend soil. There goes my prop. For more garden party, hush up dogs, we're trying to do some TV here. For more garden party, like, comment, and subscribe. Testing, 1, 2. Hello, I'm Trace Barnett and welcome to Garden Party. How's my bangs look? Oh, my arms. I had to take a breath. What do y'all think?